It's at 7:03.
Okay,
Okay, secretary's report.
I sent out the minutes a little late, I apologize.
Everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
Yes, did read that.
Are we good for a motion?
Motion to approve minutes.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes are good. All right. We've, since we were able to do the tickets, we were able to do some financial reports from, that'll be Keith's. That's Mary's.
Oh,
That's me.
thank you.
Financial reports from last Octoberfest. Generally speaking, we had like a little, like $5,600 worth of vendor receipts. We had $3,600 worth of sponsors, a little over $11,000 of cash receipts. You see the ticket booth, the beer garden, and soda trucks were the major income streams other than vendors.
And this
It's on the
second.
first page.
Oh, no,
Nope.
nope, second page.
Mine's on
I'm missing a
first.
page.
You're missing a page. Here, have this one.
Here, you take that one. That's Keith's.
All right. So now you see it. All right. And then, total revenue was 20,269. And then minus all our expenses. Entertainment was high this year. Just to give you an idea, okay? Last year's entertainment was 2,800. This year's was 3,300.
It's only $500.
So, just to give you an idea, it was a little bit.
But we're also scrapping,
Yeah,
we're scrapping that.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
the cook-offs.
yeah.
that's
So this year
$500.
we're scrapping the rib off this year, so we won't have that. Another expense that we had this year that was above and beyond also was the birthday cake. We normally don't do that.
Right.
We did have a couple of contributions for that, but predominantly it was the Octoberfest that paid for the birthday cake. All right, so then generally speaking, I did do some further breakdowns too. I did it didn't print. I did it of the beer garden and the soda jerks. The soda jerks was a loss, a
This
net
year.
loss
This year,
this year.
the next year won't.
Yeah, it was a net loss of about $1,600.
Where
This
do you have
year.
that? Oh, down here.
Yeah, it just wasn't on the thing that, it's another one of these, but I'll
Okay.
have to email it to you, because
So-
it didn't print.
What was the payout for the capital expense for the bar, the materials?
It cost, for the whole setup, including the stock it was pretty close to $4,000,
Okay. And it only lost 1,600,
1,600.
so we'll be positive next year.
Oh, yeah, it'll be positive next year. And then we have a lot of the stock too.
Yes. Yeah, so it should be zero expenses.
Well, there'll be a little, because we'll have to fill in with the other flavors, like vanilla and cherry and
Bigger cups.
In bigger cups.
and new cups.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's great. And we'll get that figured out too.
Yeah. So all in all, it was an okay year, but we did end it on a net loss of about $3,700.
Did we start pouring late in the beer garden this year?
Yes, we started pouring at 10:30.
So it's a half an hour loss revenue.
It was about an hour. but we lost the first hour of sales, and the beer garden was full when we
Yes.
started pouring.
And we're gonna
So-
fix that this year.
Yeah, so that contributed to that.
Good.
Plus, we had some capital expenses this year that are one-time things too. We bought,
Train.
we had the train, we also bought the trikes,
Yep.
okay? We also bought, the, arena for the knuckleballs.
Yep.
That was another big outlay. So we had, so between those capital investments and, investment in the soda thing, it gave us a net loss of a few thousand this year. But we had a surplus to make up for it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're not starting this year badly. Okay, now also part of this, this thing here is we end up having to pay the people that ran some of the bounties for us. We also do a contribution to the Historical Society based on these numbers. So that's what that is.
Okay, scribble work. Oh, can you get it? Thank you.
Okay, and then I've got Keith sign that. Okay. We did get a preliminary from the last meeting. You guys, actually, nobody showed up at the last meeting but me, so it wasn't actually an official meeting. But I did meet with the police chief. They came up with a preliminary plan.
Thank you.
He had suggested that we officially close the road from 6 AM to 6 PM.
That's a additional hour
Yep.
on both ends or one end?
Well, that'll allow him to get control of the area earlier and get people set up. Start watching for trucks and stuff, and so that kind of makes sense to me.
That'll help with cleanup as well.
We're gonna set up main stage right away.
Yep.
Okay, and close that into the road. Okay, so it's gonna be closed, main stage is gonna block that end of the street. So it'll be, the barricades will be up in that, we're gonna redirect, and they're gonna redirect all traffic around so that it comes up from Cook Street, right? They're supposed to, we're gonna see if we can work this out. We'll have to put some volunteers out there if we can when they're coming in. But they toss their stuff onto the sidewalk and get their car out of there. Okay? That's the way that is supposed to set up. Okay? That's supposed to set up with their car in place, so that we can move traffic faster. Okay? Then somewhere around, somewhere around 8 o'clock, we'll put second stage up and close that end of the road, because all the vendors should be inside. They're gonna have some parking on Franklin Street. Parking, they're gonna do street parking on Depot Street, on the Municipal side, all the way from Railroad Ave to Cottage Street. They're gonna allow parking there on that one side of the street. Then they're gonna do that on Main Street from Franklin to Mechanic. Franklin Street all the way down to Mechanic Street. It won't be down to Mechanic though, it's gonna be down only to Cottage Street. And then they're gonna allow parking from the post office to North Street.
You said Main Street parking will be Franklin to Cottage,
Yep,
not to Mechanic?
it won't be Mechanic,
Okay.
yeah. If it comes down that side of the road on Mechanic Street, it's gonna make it too hard because they're taking a left turn there, it's gonna get too crowded. So we're gonna cut that off at Cottage Street, I think. Then, of course, there won't be any parking on West Street, Cottage Street, Mechanic Street, Nanchog Road, B Street, Cook Street, or Martin Street.
Do you have one of these for Keith?
Okay. That's the preliminary plan from the police department on handling traffic from the street.
And he wants to close it from 6 in the morning till 6 at night, the street.
Oh, wow.
It'll open, if it opens, when we, that's really, that's the planned part. If we get it open earlier, from 6 o'clock, then it'll be open. But that allows street sweeping and all of that
Yeah.
stuff, cleanup and after.
Yeah.
So the official time is from 6 to 6 of closing the road.
Yeah, dodging cars with a trailer.
So, what, have questions?
No, I pulled maps, pictures for the parking lots for the
Ooh,
schools,
that's our next thing, parking lots.
elementary and the middle school, and started counting the numbers. And then I sent you pictures, aerial pictures. Took my drone up, took pictures of the spots because it's hard to see here.
Sounds like a tax deduction.
So yeah, exactly. So it's about 100. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So at the primary school, there's about 100 spots. About 100 spots, not including this, because they're gonna block off half for their task force. And then at the middle school, I haven't done a count yet of these lots, because I can't quite see it here, it's in the shade, but there's spots here.
I had gone up and counted those areas.
You did.
I had counted all 3 schools, and not counting half of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I had 256 lots, spaces.
Including the high school or
On
not?
all of those 3 schools up there.
So the high school though, presents the challenge of Route 16.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
if we decided, or if the police decide, the chief decides that this is sufficient parking, then we can run a shuttle, like a hayride shuttle from the middle and elementary school.
I want to refrain from running a shuttle down a main detour road. You know.
No, this is Gleason Court, this is what
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about.
no, Gleason Court, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I'm suggesting is that if we can get the number of spots for the elementary and middle school and it's sufficient, we can run a hayride from there. If it's not sufficient, then we would have to look at including the high school, and at that point, we're looking at like a vehicle, a bus
We
or
have,
something.
we have some other parking. We have, so we're gonna have some street parking, right?
Koopmans has expressed some preliminary interest in helping us.
Do a hayride? Cool.
Nice.
Again, I mean, we're really, really, really early in the, figuring out the logistics of it, but
We're gonna be able to get a minibus?
no,
No?
no.
Well, so that's what I'm saying, that if we can, if we are able, if this is sufficient parking, sufficient number of spots between the middle school and the elementary school, it looks like it's maybe about 125 spots.
Plus you have Soldiers Field, which is within walking distance.
But I'm just talking about the shuttle, a
Okay,
shuttle, like
okay.
for shuttling, right?
We're gonna have, we're gonna have this parking lot, right? You're gonna have parking on one side of the street, all the way down from Cottage Street, all the way up to,
But we're not gonna
Railroad.
shuttle that.
we're not shuttling
No.
that. But that's walking parking.
So is
Okay.
this sufficient, a sufficient number of spots to run a shuttle from, a hayride shuttle?
The 3 schools?
The 2 schools.
Okay, because there's no connection
can't
to the
run.
3rd school.
You can't run from the high school.
No, I'm talking, there's 3 schools up there. not
Are we
2.
using part of the
okay.
primary is the
Yeah, yeah.
question?
Huh?
What's the third
Primary, elementary, and
Middle.
Yeah,
middle.
there's 3 schools there.
There's 3 schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
The 3 schools.
all right, those 3 schools, when you add up, because I went up and counted all of the parking spaces in all of those schools. There's 250
What do you
something
get?
spaces up there. 256, I think I counted.
I think you're high, but
No,
No, the drone was high.
the drone was high.
That was actually
You
boots
don't
on the
have,
ground.
and you're missing some parking spaces here,
where?
okay? Like, there's actually parking over here. At the, there's a skate park there that's got parking.
Yeah, I got that already.
Huh?
I got that. Right here. Oh, the skate park is over here. There's 21 spots here,
Oh.
10 spots here, 16, 50, and 7-ish. But there's also some handicap spots, you lose a couple here.
Anyway, we're gonna, but we're gonna have a hayride that goes up to all 3 of these places, was the idea.
Yes. But the question is this sufficient for the chief? Is 150 spots sufficient?
150 spots isn't enough, but we got another 60 spots just because he put parking on the road from Depot Street to, so if you add up all of the parking spaces that we've created now, because not only are we're gonna have parking on Depot Street, we're gonna have parking on Main Street, we're
Yeah.
gonna have parking on, so we're adding some street parking.
So
to that.
collectively,
We're gonna come up with, you know, like 500 spaces. You know? We also got we can also use the upper lot at St. Dennis Church.
Yes.
We can also use parking at the ball field.
the ball field parking is an issue.
Well, he's got a plan for that,
Okay.
okay? So, as long as there's no parking on the access road that goes in and out, because they were parking on both sides of the street before, that made parking inside the lot ridiculous because you couldn't get in or out. To even find out if there was any room in there.
Can you
Well-
also see the issue is that
Yeah.
it's one lane in?
They're not gonna allow parking on either side of that road that goes in and out of that lot.
and
They
that-
had a suggestion at Soldiers Field to have 2 people with walkie-talkies. Someone's inside, someone's at the front, and if there's no room, they say, sorry, there's no room, and don't even let them pull in. If someone leaves, then they're gonna say, okay, we got 1 space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's not where I wanna put 2 volunteers, but,
That's not a lot.
Otherwise, they spent over an hour trying to undo the traffic jam of people trying to park at Soldiers
Yeah.
Field. So we have to do
Soldiers Field
something.
parking can be used, but it's gotta be organized because the in and out of there is pretty narrow.
right.
And if you have people park on the sides of it, both sides of that road getting in, then, you know, you can't get cars in and out of there.
How many spots are in Soldiers Field?
There's quite a few, there's gotta be 70 spots in there.
It seems high to tell me.
Yeah, it was
It's pretty big.
closer to 50,
It's
but
like 25.
Huh?
no, it was more than 25.
Yeah,
If you park them right, there's more than 25.
Yeah.
If people park all willy-nilly, then...
Okay.
So looking at the numbers from last year, we lost money?
yeah, well, but we made a lot of capital investments,
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah.
But because realistically, unless we have a surprising influx of volunteers, you're gonna have to hire people to run these parking lots.
Well, could we
And
ask,
the budget says, nope.
if we could ask maybe one of the sports teams with their parents, they can't be the kids, it's gotta have a
They all
parent
have, they all have games those days, that
there. And
day.
they could put out a tip cup.
Yep.
But, I mean, that is one of the issues of why, because, yeah, just a lot of teams have a game that day. Which is one of the reasons why it's hard to get volunteers of, parents.
Do we know on the day of, historically, are people parking at?
Well,
this-
and let me just finish that thought. What you're asking, I don't think you could task volunteers with.
We could what?
I don't think you could task volunteers with what you're asking for Soldiers Field. Now, one thing you might be able to consider is if the like the baseball league wanted to do that, like charge for parking as a fundraiser down there. That could make it very worth their while.
That's a smart idea.
And it's their lot. They're
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna be familiar with it, they're gonna, you know, but to just say 2 random volunteers, here's how you're gonna run the parking lot. You're just gonna hear fart noises over the walkie-talkies.
Who owns the field? Or who manages the field or runs the field?
Isn't it recreation?
Yeah, it's the rec. Of course, they're spread pretty thin because half of them are in the fire department. Or DPU.
So,
That
but,
could be an opportunity for them to.
Oh yeah, like
Make some money
if
from
we're
it.
like, hey, like charge for parking down there, and they charged $10 a vehicle.
yeah, but
Sorry.
not all parking is gonna be charged. I'm not gonna
You could charge
parking.
$20
The
a
only-
vehicle
The
down
only
there.
reason
Okay.
to charge is to make it worth their while to staff the lot. So it takes it out of our hands. Otherwise, it's our problem with staffing it all day. And Keith's point is that to find 2 competent people to manage it, well, it'll be more than 2 because they can't run it all, they're not gonna run it all day.
Yeah, and if you're also trying to get someone to limit people from parking on both sides of the road, like, there's no way.
So pitch it to them as an opportunity to charge for parking with our blessing,
God bless.
and then they staff it all day. Keep it orderly and manageable. They'll be more incentivized to pack them in like sardines,
Yeah.
get them orderly, and because it's more revenue for them. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Who do you know? Who do you know over there?
John Furman.
Yeah, I'll find them.
Because you talk to John, and you know, if you talk to John, you're talking to the rec committee as well as the DPU, so DPW, whatever they are. So he'd be able to give you an answer on that pretty easily, or at least get you in contact with, you know, whoever's heading it up right now.
Do you know him? Do you know John?
John, yeah,
Do you want to do it?
yeah, contact John if you want. I think Tony has more idea of like what the chief's expectations are.
Well, we're gonna have- there's gonna be-
You understand the incentive though.
No, he wants organized parking, is what he's trying to help us accomplish.
Yeah.
It's given it, we're actually getting a lot of parking, street parking, but organized now, like from Main Street to, you know, they're gonna park on, all the way from Cook Street, all the way to Franklin Street on that left-hand side of the road.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cars.
So we should
So-
create,
Now, that's all walking to the event.
yeah,
You know, because there's sidewalk there, they can walk, they can park their car on the sidewalk and walk down. That, it's quite a distance, so that's quite a few cars. The same on Depot Street, from Cottage Street all the way up to, Railroad Ave, that's pretty far. So there's quite a few cars able to park there.
I think what we should do is create a parking map. You know,
Yeah.
Both, I think to start with the chief and DPW, right? So get a.
Yeah, they were
get-
working
get
on
a-
it. He was gonna come, but he had something else come up. But that's what he had written, that's why he wrote in that plan, what streets that they would allow parking on one side of the road.
But then also, we can publicize it.
Yeah.
right? And so, if we, if Soldiers Field folks wanna run that lot. We'll advertise premium paid parking is there. We'll have all the spots where people can go and look for, and then, you know, with some distances of how far it is to walk to downtown. And then if we get the shuttle hayride going from the 3 school lots, then we would advertise that as shuttled parking from there.
Shuttle free parking.
Shuttle free.
Now, we also got,
Unless the school wants
We
to
got,
get in on this
we
too.
got the parking lot at St. Dennis, the upper lot. They have an upper lot and a lower lot.
Oh my
They
God,
have
I
mass
had
at 4 o'clock, so you
I just
can't
had a
use,
brilliant idea.
Hmm?
I just had a brilliant idea.
see the light bulb go off?
I wonder if any of the pedicab companies would come out here and schlep people from St. Dennis.
Pedicab,
Or
what's
any-
those?
They're pedal
Oh.
cabs,
Oh.
pedicabs. They're like a tricycle
Yeah.
with a 2 or 3 seater. They typically work for tips.
Do you know any contacts in that?
No, but I'll look.
They okay with being on a like
What do
road?
you think they do in the city?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I would say no to 16, but
Yeah.
anywhere in like traffic's gonna be rerouted and moving slowly. So if you're parked any on any of these streets from up to here to St. Dennis,
Just make sure it says pedal cab, not pedo cab, because those are two very different things.
pedicab,
Yeah.
PED.
Yeah, you still like you kind of get like where that's just a little.
Let it go. All right.
So Ryan Hogan is the current chair. So I'll get his contact. I know Ryan.
Next.
Next, okay, so that was parking. Mary got a ton of vendors today, applications.
At
At
those
this-
exorbitant rates, I can't even
At this moment, we have 20 vendors.
Hey.
Not bad for this.
15% of the way.
I got, how many today? 15?
No, we had 8 prior today,
Yeah.
so we got 12 today.
Wow.
Okay, where are we with entertainment?
imagine. John and I need to have our beer summit.
So, beer is good for this year.
Oh.
We'll talk about next year too.
Did Bear ever respond?
About next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we chatted last night.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this year first. So, Bear's good for sound. Matt is gonna run sound again up at the 3rd stage. I've got a few acts that are penciled in. I got back to that Matt York
Oh, thank you.
guy, I know. He's interested. He's like a singer-songwriter, cover. He does the Highwaymen covers. Willie Nelson. Who else was in the Highwaymen? Willie Nelson.
Yeah, but we don't have to
Jump
pay
on
for it.
No.
We
And
don't,
he's free. Right?
Yep.
So he'll be either on the main stage or stage C. Brian James Quartet is penciled in for the Beer Garden.
Last year we had John Short start off the beer garden. You're just gonna have Brian
Oh.
James in there?
No, we'll get someone else. Well, we'll have 2 acts in there. I'll reach out to the bands. It might be early enough. Probably not. I've got High Plains penciled in, and then they played with a band called the Bank of Ireland that are really good. They were folky, upright bass, guitar.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, they were good. So they were interested in playing too. So I got a few acts penciled in. I still need to reach out to the theater company.
Do that soon because they're starting their summer
Yeah,
programs.
yeah. So last year was too late, but we're gonna talk to them. They're a children's theater company, theater camp company, and we talked about having them do like an all-star show at Octoberfest, and also running an improv camp, an improv hour, where they like get people, call them up on stage, teach them how to do improv, and then they would set up a booth throughout the day too. So that would be something for stage 2 down by Harry's.
Do we have
That's what happened
any
this year.
music going on stage 2?
Try not
We've
to.
had requests for music on stage too.
Request denied.
Well, it's the businesses that have requested because it draws more people.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
And they're the same ones that said we were too
They
loud.
complain it's too loud.
Okay.
But what does draw people down there are the dog races.
Yep.
These other things that we're trying to get on the stage that are draw people down. They're not
Okay.
not the music. I spoke to Ron at Dog Orphans. Their game for the winter dog races. We talked about our 2 pieces that we want this year: more dogs and earlier signups.
Yeah.
So Ron said one of the issues is that there just aren't enough wiener dogs to have wiener dog races, and so we talked about doing like a Chihuahua class, Chihuahua and mixed
Little
Chihuahua.
dogs.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah. So right. So anyway, we're trying to get more dogs, and then for us, for emceeing or whatever, to like have a list ready to go. So he's game. We talked about advertising, get that stuff going early. So wiener dog races are up, good to go.
Stay on top of that.
Yes. So that's about it for entertainment this year, unless you have anything to add.
Yes, so I think I can slot into the next thing, which is the rib-off competition.
Well,
I'm
I
not done
want,
with entertainment yet.
I would like to bring up under vendors, I thought I had an ice cream soft serve person, but no.
Oh, I'll reach out for that again.
I was trying to do that and they sounded great. I was on board with them on Facebook and then I said, do you travel? And they're like, no. So I'm trying to get more food with variety and desserts. We need desserts. So,
I'll see what I can find for an ice cream truck. I had a couple leads last year.
soft serve.
When we did have the fire department here, I talked to the fire chief and told him, guys have to get more food.
Yeah.
I told them, the fire department, they're selling out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That can't happen.
That's good, because I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to my dad complaining about it again.
You have to bring more food.
Everybody ran out of food.
I asked them if they would do,
Bratwurst.
a couple of, it doesn't take nothing to throw a brat on the grill. I mean, they're cooking hot dogs, they can put a brat up there. So there's some,
Charge $1 more.
there you go. So, they're gonna work on a menu.
Why do you hate money, Mary?
Okay.
No, I'm thinking that's great because, I mean, to me, it makes sense to charge $1 or $2 more for the bratwurst with everything that comes with
You
it.
throw a brat on there and throw some sauerkraut on it and bang, there you go. You may not like that, but there are.
No one likes sauerkraut. Not even the Germans like sauerkraut. They just do it to spite everyone.
No. You're not right. You're not
I'm not
right
eating
on
it.
that one.
Some
I'm
don't
not
like
right.
it.
But
Some
Anyway.
don't like it.
So, Bear and I talked yesterday about the 2023 October.
Okay, we'll talk about that one after.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's a whole separate issue. All right, so,
Rib off?
so we're working on more food.
More food and desserts. We
Yeah.
definitely need different desserts, or at least get desserts there.
A soft serve ice cream truck would be good because they can do sundaes and stuff, so.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can find.
Huh?
I'll see what I can find.
Yeah,
I'm going on the record and saying soft serve isn't ice cream.
and it would,
Oh, but it's good.
oh, we got our, we have did you tell them about kettle corn?
We have the original kettle corn coming back.
Yeah.
What was the matter with the other guy?
Well, the Smith family had run it and then they kind of retired, so we had the guy from last year. But
Yeah,
then
good stuff, wasn't it?
it was good stuff. And
Yeah, I liked
then the Smith family's son bought it out and contacted me to see if they could partake prior to me just getting good stuff application. It's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Maybe if they could set up and do some other type of food, that would be good. But okay.
Anyway, so there we go. We're just working on trying to get a little bit more variety in food, a little bit more food, so that, you know, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not all the food is gone, you know. So we're working on that part. No rib-off competition this year. We dumped it. But
Did you have something to say about that?
up at
Well, that's not how we did it.
no, we didn't do it that way. We just decided it
Didn't you
wasn't.
just say you had something to say about the ribbon?
It didn't have enough people signing up for it to make it worthwhile doing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did talk about last time that we were going to do a small Pinewood Derby race.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have the crew to run that.
Why is it small?
No, it's going to be a normal thing. It's
Why'd you say small?
Because it's small cars.
no, they're the they're the normal
A small
Pinewood
Pinewood?
Derby.
I don't want miniature Pinewood Derby cars. I want the
No.
full-size ones.
They're full-size
Well, the races
Pinewood
would
Derby
last
cars.
longer.
Yeah.
With square wheels.
Pinewood Derby Racing.
We have someone to man it
We have
and run
someone
it all
to man
day.
it and run it all day.
Nice.
Okay.
I spoke to the lodge or the president. He was going to bring it to the people, and he was on board with it. He's like, "Oh, why aren't we doing the rib-off again?" Because it was pulling teeth trying to get people in. Oh, we really liked that. Oh, okay.
Well, it would have been easier if they ran it for us,
So-
but
Not when everyone was plugged into their electricity.
Yeah. So anyway, they did say, or he said that the Pinewood Derby thing sounded good. So he's going to bring it to his people. I also mentioned moving the car show up there. And he said, well, that's where my people park.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but Ross, who runs the car show, wasn't going to go up there. We already ran that by him. He said he wasn't doing it
why?
because there's not enough room.
Okay.
Problem solved.
So we did kind of discuss it with Ross already.
only because we had to have a car fixed.
Yeah, we I brought another car down there. We talked about it, and he said there's no way that you could put cars up there. Yeah.
It's not expensive.
All right, so they're on board with the race.
I will reconfirm.
Are we going to do it inside or outside?
My thought was inside, but
Not very big in there because it's a pretty long track.
yeah.
Now
Okay.
we can cut the track down. We can reduce the size of it, but
Yeah.
when you do, you reduce the size of the race.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, yeah, there'd be more spectators.
Yeah.
Inside. I guess the only thing I'm thinking is, if we get the R word, we'd want to go inside, but.
You have a pretty hard time leveling that track. You'd have a pretty hard time leveling that track outside, wouldn't you? Outside.
No, I have to level it when I put it inside.
There's
It has-
The
nothing
building was
level.
built in like the 1800s. Did you have a hard time leveling
It had,
it?
the first part of the track is a ramp.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's up on like stilts. And then if you were to put it on the floor, it would run down on the floor for, like 20, 30 feet. We generally put it up on a table though, so that it's not on the ground, so that people that are around don't walk over it, step over it, So we put it on a table. So if we put a series of tables there and ran like, the 30-foot track, then we shim it so that, it levels.
I'd run it inside. I'd run it inside.
No, I'm actually kind of with Tony on this one. Because, the whole thing with the rib-off was that, like, there was something, like, when people would walk by, they would see that there was something going on. Whereas if it's inside, it's hidden.
Do you think the land there is level enough? That
Oh, yeah.
you don't have to, like,
I can,
where
I
do
can,
you, where do
He's
you
got a
envision-
level right on his phone.
Where are you envisioning this track going?
no, first of all, you
Right
don't
on the
want it
concrete
level.
walkway.
You don't want it level. You want the top of the track higher than the bottom of the track.
No,
Okay.
he means wonky.
Huh?
You know, where one side
John
is-
wants a fair playing field so that like there's none are like banked. It's
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
No,
understand?
but it doesn't matter. We will, we do this all the time.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to
We
be.
do this
Just
a
tell me
lot.
where. Just tell me where I need to buy
Yeah.
my car.
Okay, we do this a lot. All right, so,
I'm putting in the minutes, it'll be set up properly.
yeah. And then the other thing is that, you know, you race in all of the lanes, and so does everyone else. So you're racing on the same track that everyone else is racing on.
Just you can
So-
start making my trophy now.
Who's going to contact the businesses to see if they'll hold the application of cars and sell them for us?
I will.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Right.
figure that out soon if we want.
John's
to
gonna
get
do
this
it.
going.
Where are you thinking? We don't want them everywhere, but a few places, right?
You could sell them,
Harry's.
I don't know, you could, would you sell them here at the town hall?
You'd have to ask the people here if they
You
were
would have
willing
to-
to do
No.
that.
Yeah, you would have to ask Christine if she would do it.
No.
It
So
could-
Harry's,
Harry's Pizza, Family Convenience Center.
He puts his own button in there on his register for us.
Yes, he did for the Boy Scout troop when we sold calendars. Yeah. We can ask him. He's done stuff like that before, so I think he'd be receptive.
Who else?
We could probably do Gregory's maybe, ask them if they want to do it, alright? You could ask the Extra Mart if they want to do it. I would ask, I wouldn't leave them out,
Okay.
alright? Alright?
could ask the grill, but I can't see like
Hmm?
I said you could ask the grill, but I can't see logistically how they
Yeah.
could do it.
I would ask the Jenks store, but they're not open enough. Maybe the library? If the library wanted to sell them for us?
Library's a good idea. I would ask the Jenks store anyway, because they are gonna.
I think
like,
the
they-
library would be a good spot, actually, because kids go in there to get books and stuff, don't they? Still?
Yeah.
The kids read books?
Douglas Orchard.
And we're just talking like $5 a car.
Yeah.
Do they get any kickback?
Oh, wait. It was going to be, according to last,
Oh, no, it was $15 a car because
No.
that's the entrance fee.
it was going to be $20 an application and you get a free car.
There you go. So when they buy the car, they get the form also. And they send the form in, right,
Yeah.
as their entrance. And they've already paid the entrance fee.
Do the businesses get anything from this?
We say thanks.
That's it.
Well, we're advertising to go there to buy your car.
So advertisement
Yeah.
and foot traffic.
Yeah. Go to one of these places to get your official Octoberfest car.
Okay. $20. And then it's just math at that point, right? We give them 20 cars,
Yeah, you give them 20 cars
they
to
give us
sell.
cash for
And they
everyone
give
that
us,
doesn't come back.
you know, $20 a car, right? What we can do is I can buy the cars and we can put the form right in the box with it. So they don't have to worry about forms or whatever, right? And then, we advertise it all over the place. What was the price gonna be?
Well, according to last
$10.
it was gonna be $300 first place, $100 second, and a prize for best of show. That's what we had in the last minutes.
Great.
Okay,
You're writing my check now.
you can't enter.
Yes, I can.
Well, the
If
form-
I couldn't enter the rib off,
The form is gonna say. right
how is
on
that?
it.
Whoa!
different.
How is that different?
The rib-off was subjective. This
Okay.
is objective.
Yeah.
This is objective.
The
rib-off
form is
was
gonna say
subjective.
that that members of the committee are not eligible.
It is a subjective race. I mean, excuse me, it's an objective race. It is different than
So
the
you're not
ribbon.
allowed to enter best in show.
Correct. Correct.
How are you gonna have time to do that?
Nobody knew whose ribs they were.
No, look, nobody,
That was why I wasn't
It's
allowed to do it.
subjective.
It was because of the time.
yeah.
How am I, I'm gonna build the thing and I'm gonna turn it in on the
No,
day and
no,
I'm
no,
done.
no, we're
I don't
gonna,
have to
the
be
form's
there.
gonna say you have to be present to win.
I am present. I'll be there all day.
Running stage 2.
Well, how are you going to
Stage two.
figure out what time someone is running the race? People are, if you have 100 cars
Yeah,
and they're gonna show up, they're all not gonna stand there, the whole 100 cars waiting for their car.
Mayor's got a point.
good point, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll do multiple heats.
What? No,
You do heats throughout the day.
you don't have to be there to win. In
You
fact,
most certainly have to be there to win.
you don't.
You can't just drop off your car and walk up. That's lame.
No, because literally,
No, you have multiple heats.
Well, how-
You're
how-
there for
oh,
your
well,
heat.
well,
You
all
enter
right,
your car.
So let me ask you this, okay? So you're gonna build a car,
Yes.
you're gonna enter it.
yes.
Okay, we're gonna figure this out because the cars have to be inspected and weighed, okay? That has to be done ahead of time. That can't be done the day of Octoberfest,
Ooh.
okay? So, not if there's gonna be a lot of cars,
And then they're out of your possession.
okay?
Right.
Then your car is gone, it's taken away from
Yeah.
you, yes, and the officials have it now. So then, okay, on the day of the race, they bring all of these cars out. There's gonna be no way that they can predict what time car number 85 is gonna run,
They just run them. They just run them.
okay? They're gonna run the cars.
But then
Yeah,
you're doing it wrong. So each person gets assigned a number with their application.
yes, and
And
we
then-
can give you
so-
a guess.
No, not a guess. You say the heats. There's different heats running throughout the day. That way you have constant foot traffic, not just one that like what we do with the dog races,
Yeah.
where you have multiple races to then get into the finals. So you say cars 1 through 10. Your race is at noon. Cars, and then the winner from each heat then goes on to the final at.
No, that's not the way the races run.
I understand how the races are normally run.
Okay.
We're doing
that's
this
not- Yeah, that's
like-
not how this race is run.
It was my idea!
I know, but you can't make the rules on how Pinewood Derby cars are run, because that's not how they run. They don't run like that.
They also don't usually run with adults. They're usually for Boy Scouts.
Who do you
Yeah.
think-
Kids.
Who do you think builds those cars?
Yeah.
Well, each troop usually has an extra race where the siblings and then the parents can race as well.
But the whole point is to adapt it for Oktoberfest because, again, like what you were saying about why you want music down at stage 2, if you want foot traffic up at stage 3, you need to have stuff going on throughout the day, not just, we're randomly just going to push some cars down
but
the
what,
track.
now, here's what you have to consider though, okay? Is this track and the computer that runs this thing, okay, doesn't do races like you're talking about. There's a program that runs the race, okay? It doesn't run it in heats and then do the best of heats. It doesn't do that, okay? What it does is it runs the cars and it goes by cumulative time. Whoever runs the fastest on the track, on all lanes of the track, wins. That's the way that works. Doesn't work by heats,
What happens if we have a tie?
okay? You can't have a tie.
You keep running it until one
No,
of them
but
wins?
you can't have a tie because the computer will do it in 1/10 of a second.
Okay.
It doesn't
alright.
happen. There's no ties. Okay? It goes out 6 decimal places. There's no ties.
Okay.
See? So that it works on a cumulative time based on the track. You're not racing against other players. You're racing against the clock. Okay?
So I think this might actually play to the point of creating a spectacle and keeping people around, right? Because no one will know when their car is running. So if you're going to stand there because you want to watch your car, you're going to have to stand there for a long time until your car runs.
No, not necessarily. Okay? Because we race them in order. car number one races
Or you
first.
stand there until your car runs.
Yeah,
But that's only for you and your car. Everyone else is gonna go and they don't care what car is running. And so they're just gonna hang around and watch for a while. I think there's gonna be people constantly milling about watching when they see it.
Okay.
And how long do the races take?
depends on how many cars there are.
No. How long does it take for a car to run down the track? What's a time?
4 seconds to run on the track.
So it's not like you're announcing anything.
Yeah. And then
It's 4 second race.
the track that we have, okay, there's 4 lanes. So your cars are gonna run 4 times.
Yes.
That's it,
Yes.
okay? And then.
That's all my car's gonna need.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna run, so your car's gonna run 4 times. If you were car number one, you're gonna run 3 times and then wait till the end to come back on the track. Okay, so like car number one, for example, car number one starts in lane 4, okay? He's gonna race once, and then he's gonna race 3 more times after the 500th car. Okay? That's the way so, there's no way that I can tell the owner of car number one when he's gonna run those other 3 times.
Should we,
It'd be sometime 2 o'clock this afternoon.
when,
It's gonna be great. Just let them run it. Show up with your car.
ooh, you gonna make a car, Keith?
Yeah, probably. Not for best in show though. We're not eligible for best in show.
That's what makes
Subjective.
see this kind of racing. It's not a soapbox derby race. It's not a kid in a car racing against his buddies, and it's not a
You've,
yeah.
you've,
Horses.
you've got me to the point I don't care. So
I have a
do it your way.
question. When they go to pick up their cars at the end, when they drop off a car, are they given a little ticket or something saying your car's number 1? So when
They can be.
because someone's gonna come back and my car's that one right there. And what happens if it's really not their car?
Well, we could do a couple things. We can when they bring in the car, they'll have their application form, right?
Yeah.
And
Actually, the application forms are sent to me, but then I
No.
guess.
no. We get, oh, that's right, they have to be, so we can pre-register. They're gonna have to take, they have a car and a form, and they fill out the form and send the form in to us. They don't have to send any money because they already paid it when they bought the car,
No.
okay?
And they don't need the
All
car
right.
done.
So,
The car doesn't need to be done until drop
Yeah.
off day.
so we don't know what their car number is yet,
Right.
okay?
I thought you said we were gonna mark the applications off with numbers.
We can,
Or you can just, whoever drops off in the line, you get number 1, you get number 2, you get number 3.
well, yeah. They normally, when we do like a Cub Scout thing, when they bring there's no applications involved, but that's another part that we're adding. But when they bring their car in to get weighed and inspected, that's when they're assigned a car number, and we
Okay.
take the car, okay?
Yep.
So at that time, they would know what their car number was, because the person that accepted it at inspection logged it in.
How does the car get tagged with a number?
There's a little sticker that gets put on it.
Okay.
How much does the sticker weigh? Does each sticker weigh the same?
They're all gonna be the same, cause it's gonna be whatever.
Well, if
They're-
one's a single digit, one's a double digit, there'd be more ink on the second one, which would make it way more.
1/10 of a gram.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're going down to 6 billionths of a second, it seems like an unfair advantage.
Are you busting my cookies here?
I would never.
At least I caught on to it, okay. But at that time, they could be given
They're given the
a
number.
ticket and said,
And
here.
you can give them, you give them a receipt, says that their car number, I would give them a receipt, tell them how much the car weighed
How
when they
long,
brought
does,
it in.
how long does a weigh-in take?
Huh?
How long
Depends
does,
on how many people are in
Depends on how many
line.
people are in line waiting. You can receive a car in a couple minutes, as long as, you're inspecting it to make sure it used the right wheels, make sure it used the right axles, make sure that the clearance to the track is right. It's gotta be a 1/4 inch on the bottom, there's gonna be specs in there, okay? There's a 1/4 inch, it's gotta have 1/4 inch clearance on the bottom so it clears the track. can't be wider than this or taller than this. You know, there's dimensions it has to fit in. Can't have any loose parts that are gonna fly off or, you know, interfere with another car, okay? So we'll have a piece of track there sitting there when they come in, so that it can sit on it and find out.
There's many
So it
people
can't-
that have to tweak their
Yeah.
car at weigh-in, so there's gonna be machines and equipment on the side, so if they need to lose
No, they
weight.
can go home and do it. We can run it like 2 days. We're sign in on 2 or 3 days. That way, if you reject the car, they can go home and work on it and bring it back, okay?
So would you do weigh-in 2 Saturdays before? The 2
I
Saturdays
do them
before?
weeknights. I do it a weeknight. I do it like, you know, like Wednesday or, you know, Tuesday night or Monday night or something. You know, a
Like
couple of
a
weeknights.
Like a Wednesday and a Saturday?
We can do it on a Saturday, but weeknights would be easier.
For some people.
Alright, okay, anyway, you'll
Yeah.
figure it all out.
You'd figure that out. You do 2 or 3.
You will figure it out.
You'll do 2 or 3 weigh-in.
Are you doing weigh-ins, or are you gonna give it to your guys to do? Are they running it?
No, I
supernights?
probably do. We'd probably have some of our own guys do the weigh-in.
Helping with
I
the
can
weigh-in.
sign some of our guys up. I had Jonathan do it or something.
Yeah.
And
you
then
know,
day of, it'll
um, Because that other team we just got them for the day. It's another troop from another town.
Yeah. Cool.
Because our kids are all booked.
be, yeah.
But I can have our guys do the weigh-in and qualify and take the cars and, you know, sign the cars in. And then, you know, so they'll come in, they'll inspect the cars, make sure they use the right materials and they follow those rules and stuff, make sure that they're the right weight. And then we can have this little receipt that they fill out saying, you know, it weighed this much and, you know, this is what it is. We can even take a digital picture of the car or something with the guy, you know.
Okay.
And then,
We get to buy kits.
then we keep the car and they go off. He's got his receipt, so he can get the car back.
You gotta buy kits.
Yeah.
You gotta get, well, as soon as you get a green light from Mason Lawn.
As soon as we get a green light, then I can buy the
Buy
kits.
kits.
We had mentioned 100 cars.
We would do 100 cars. Not worried about selling them all, because if we have, you know, we don't sell them all, then, you know, the Cub Scout pack can take them off our hands, you know? So,
Yeah, no downside to that.
yeah.
Okay.
Beer
Next.
garden. Beer garden. Moving on.
Beer garden, okay. Well, we had issues with Purgatory last time, so we've gone to a different route. I did reach out to them, they said they would do it.
Who?
Pretty good.
Greater good.
Yeah,
Good.
Greater good.
Greater good, good.
Yeah, they said they would do it.
Great,
I haven't heard from them since then, though, but I haven't, you know, said sometime when it gets a little closer, we gotta reach out and talk about quantities and, you know, logistics and stuff.
Cool.
So, that's probably why he hasn't,
I have one request.
but,
Pulp Daddy.
what?
Oh, that's their flagship. Why wouldn't they have it?
Pulp Daddy. Pulp Daddy.
Of course, they're gonna bring Pulp Daddy.
That's what I want. Pulp Daddy.
Pope's Daddy?
Pulp. Like orange juice. Pulp.
Pulp,
Pulp.
pulp.
It's gonna be. You know it's.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
well,
gonna be
It's a
there.
double
Yeah.
IPA.
Why don't you send them an email saying you're requesting Pulp Daddy to be there?
We should
We just-
probably, like, do they have like a tap house or something?
Yes, I think they do. I've never been there. Let's go. Field trip.
Field trip?
Great.
I don't drink beer, go ahead.
No.
Someone's
You want
gonna
me
be
to
a
be-
driver. Someone's gonna drive us home.
Where is it located?
Rista.
Welcome
yeah.
to Westa.
I think it's over by.
Okay, so we'll do a field trip.
Field trip.
Yeah, it'll be dual I-25.
Anyway, so that's that one. They've agreed to do it, and we're gonna do that.
And they're gonna be there all day.
Yes, they will. No?
They are going to be there all day.
Yes, he's gonna have,
Thank you.
yes.
And they can sell any wares, like
They
t-shirts,
can,
hats.
that's part of the deal.
No, they can
can't
only
sell
sell it in one
anywhere.
place.
They can sell
Where
their.
are you from,
markets.
Rhode Island? They can sell anywhere.
Can't sell
All right.
anywhere.
Only in the beer garden. Maybe get us arrested.
Let's talk about the soda jerks.
So,
Okay.
I will say once again that they looked fantastic last year.
Yeah, well, they need new uniforms, cause
Do we have volunteers for the soda
Covered
jerks to run it again?
syrup.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
Liam
So-
and Friends,
More than likely, yeah.
We're gonna work it a little different. We're gonna have ice handled a little different. We're gonna try to keep the syrup down, so that they have less bees there like they had last time. That was because of all the sugar that was out. down.
There's sugar in soda? What else are you gonna tell me? There's no tooth fairy? Jeez.
we'll have a cleaning bucket or something they can
Yeah.
use, and when they're
Yeah.
done emptying the syrup, trash is right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring the bees down
They
there.
gotta get those empty containers away from them because that drew a lot of bees. Yeah.
Oops.
Oops. All right. So we're gonna work the logistics of that.
No EpiPen.
We're also gonna put it actually on the pavement like it was supposed to be.
Did you order the cable curbs?
The
The
for the
water
hose?
covers.
No, I did not.
We need them
Yes.
because we can't
Cable troughs.
occupy the sidewalk like we did.
For the hose.
And we need a plastic ice scoop too.
All right. And of course, we have most of the syrup. We just have to buy some specialty ones, like, you know, the cherry and the vanilla and stuff there. Because the small ones where we opened them, I had to toss them.
We should be cautious about buying the big ones because we had no way of resealing them.
Yeah.
Was it 5 gallons?
Yeah, but there was some flavors that I couldn't buy in 1 gallon containers. So I had to buy a 5 gallon container.
I wonder if there's an alternate
Yeah.
company or something.
Yeah, it was like the ginger ale one that I had to buy. I had to buy it in a 5 gallon container. Yeah.
Sushi. Eric and I in the back of the library.
Huh?
Eric and I in the back of the library pouring ginger ale syrup into a container. All of it was stored in the library. We had to take it out of the box, the bag of sugar water, and snip the corner and then put it in the pump bin. It was like to see here.
So
Because I
what-
couldn't buy it.
I know. We did what we had to
You
do.
do it, hey, yeah. That was that whole experiment was we did what we had to do.
Yeah. How about the all of the like the CO2 stuff? Because you had like a tank and stuff like. You got all that again, or?
I can ask for it again.
Hmm?
I can ask for it again. I think next we'd only need one this time.
Do we only go through one?
We didn't even.
Okay,
Like,
so
we
one.
barely.
One CO2 container.
Once it was going, it worked.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Still
something
gotta
about,
get the water colder. If we're gonna do that on demand.
Lots of
CO2
ice.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, the ice melted.
Of course it melted.
got
It
melted.
was hot out.
It was hot.
Yeah. I bought it. That's why I had a ton of coolers with there to keep ice. Yeah. But they had ice at the end of the day there, so it was still, we had enough ice. We had plenty of ice.
Did bees too.
Yeah, there was more ice. I store a lot of it at the beer garden because I had more,
Yeah.
but we can move it around.
We'll go through a little bit more because we're gonna have bigger cups too.
Yeah.
Something to be mindful of.
Use a little bit less ice because that was part of the reason why I thought there was too much ice in the cups, but yeah,
Well, we're doing bigger cups.
yeah. There'll be
Keith,
bigger
you
cups.
mentioned something about the
They
uniforms,
use one
costumes.
plastic scoop.
I just
Nice.
said that they're gonna
Okay.
need new ones because they all
Not the
got
metal
full
scoop.
of. They were trash by the time they were done.
So they had black pants, white shirts, little blow,
Yeah,
The little-
had white
They had,
shirts.
they had the little bow tie and the red.
the red aprons,
And,
I don't think so.
the hat,
the hat.
yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I think they just pitched them like they were.
Were those their
So-
shirts
Yeah, they bought their own shirts.
I have tons of red aprons, I have tons of bow ties, I
Okay,
have
then.
tons of hats,
Okay.
okay?
or? I might have a white shirt I can donate to that cause. It's free colors.
So magnanimous up here.
It's gonna get tossed anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Okay,
Cruising.
so we're gonna do the trikes again this year, in the same spot.
We need children's size trikes.
Children's trikes, yes. I'm gonna buy 2 child-sized trikes. I need a vote for that.
So moved.
Second.
Aye,
Aye.
there you go.
Abstain.
All right.
And you were going to,
You are an abstain.
Your Devin should have abstained.
you were going to, look into smaller knocker balls for the little kids that
Yes.
look like little turtles with their feet.
Nobody gets it.
2 little kid knuckleballs.
Back to the
You guys laugh.
the petty bikes or whatever you're calling.
Do you know that is popular?
I believe it.
And there's people all day waiting in a line? to
I
get
also
in?
love knocker
Yeah.
balls.
So are you two gonna go in it this year at the end of the day and just?
No, we just like saying knockerballs because
Okay.
Yeah.
we're yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna
no.
So
I was gonna say 12.
a couple of little kids versions of those.
Do we have a
So
motion?
So Keith can fit.
There you go. I did a motion for that.
Second. Aye.
Second?
Aye. Second.
Wait a
So
minute.
moved.
Aye.
I moved it. I seconded, and yeah.
All right.
All right, well, you're first, you're second, because he had said second, so I put you first, because you did the
Sure.
smile and the laugh and, okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, okay.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody want to invent something new this time?
No,
Prizes, we need more prizes. I want more money for prizes.
Prizes.
We did prizes last year.
Well, we thought of starting to gather prizes, but we need a place to store them, so we did
Yeah.
not start yet.
John
Okay.
has a garage.
Yes, and
Wait,
someone has a whole upstairs that his wife used part of that apartment upstairs. Do you have a room just for prizes? Just one room?
No.
One room upstairs.
No.
You don't have any room?
No.
You have no empty rooms in yours?
No, there's no room at the end.
Do you have any empty rooms in yours?
All he's got is his basement.
You have a baby. Just put them all in the baby's room,
Yeah.
and the baby will be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh."
Oh, as it was, Luke thought they were all his. He thought it was Christmas.
And then you took them all
And
away.
they took them all away.
Who did you tell them took it all away?
You wouldn't have any problem if I put a yellow train car there.
This is a whole thing. You know the story of the sit and spin, right?
No.
All right, I'll tell you later. This is actually what I won't go on camera to tell.
Okay, so when do we want to send out a mailing?
Oh, it's going out in June. It's going in like a week or two.
Okay,
Boom.
so we're gonna do a mass mailing like we always do. Usually get like gift certificates and stuff on that one.
Are we gonna do a Rhode Island mailing
But
too?
that doesn't fill us up with prizes, usually.
No, they buy a bunch
We,
of.
it was good when we had somebody like Tim Mazursky that used to go out and pound the pavement and knock on windows and doors and stuff and get people to donate stuff.
Wazowski.
But
He's good like that.
but that doesn't happen anymore.
He
So
moved out of town.
yeah, so what's happening
Specifically,
is
so we wouldn't have
the
to do
last 2 years, we've just taken like a few $100s and went and just bought some prizes.
Great.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
works for me.
We're willing to do it again, but we need more, so what's the best price you guys are gonna offer me and I can counter offer?
$3. No, you get all the money.
Yeah.
Because it means I don't have to go pound pavement and ask for prices.
Yep.
How much do you want?
Yep. Take it all. Do not care.
$700.
How much?
How much did it make last year?
You heard that.
We lost money last year.
On the prices?
I want more money, but we lost money last year. Uh huh.
Yeah.
We did, as an organization, we finished in negative last year.
Better be careful, Mary. The
However-
rib-off also lost money and now that's
However,
gone.
okay,
It's one less thing I have to do.
our expenses were higher on a lot of things that we invested in. We invested in
Birthday cake,
the birthday cake, not gonna happen again.
soda jerk.
The soda jerks, that we actually lost money on that,
Not this-
generally speaking,
not this
because, but, you know,
Trikes.
the trikes we invested in, which
Bless
didn't
you.
quite pay
Bless
for
you.
themselves, but we use them again, you know.
But
Why
we
do
won't
you-
be spending as much because we have most of the stuff for the soda jerk. We only need
Yeah,
two
but
trikes.
how much did you lose last year?
Total?
No. For the prize, for the stuff that you sent out prizes for.
Yeah, but we're not gonna have to build a soda bar again.
He's trying to cut the what I want.
Oh yeah, no,
Let's see,
I'd cut the spinning wheel in
how
2
about
seconds.
this? Let's see.
You know what? I would cut the spinning wheel in 2 seconds, and I would cut the vacuum thing where we put people in and suck the air out.
The only two games that we have.
The only.
Yeah, I would axe those in 2 seconds. You know
would.
why? They're heavy. They suck to move. They suck to break down. Absolutely. I would axe those. I would set them on fire myself.
Yeah. Let me
I've seen
tell you
Tony's,
this. Let me tell you
splice
this.
work with duct tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of those items, okay, let's see. That's what fills up the money in the ticket booth, is those items, okay?
No. How many tickets? How many tickets got used for those two things?
How many tickets?
Yes.
You counted them, you don't remember?
Not off the top.
Okay, well, the Cash Cube made $400
After prizes?
after prizes last year.
Okay. Well, there you go. So I can't set that
The
one on
losses
fire.
that we have weren't from the Cash Cube or the spinning wheel.
But that was just
Wait, did the rib-off make money?
literally my question was,
Yeah.
Did the rib-off
how
make
much
money?
did we spend on
no.
prizes? How much did we make on those two things?
We spent about $450 on prizes.
Last year, that's
Okay.
this
What did
is-
we spend on the
that's
rip-off?
in here. Huh?
What did we spend on the
It has
rib-off?
nothing to do with anything.
The rib-off were
We just killed
5
it.
people
Yeah.
times $35.
Uh-huh.
And it was a $500
So that lost
winning.
money?
That
Well,
lost money.
yeah.
How much did we spend on
The
John?
rib-off lost money, okay?
Zero.
The entertainment went up $500.
Hold on. Okay.
The things that.
Okay.
All right.
How much did you spend on prizes last year?
$450 about.
Let's up it by
No. She spent $450. How much did we make on those two things?
Way more than that.
What is way more?
Do we have the ticket? Do you have the
I
ticket?
I didn't bring
Like
that
a-
with me. I didn't bring that one with me.
up it by $100. $550.
Because I mean, whether it makes money or not, I don't really care. my whole thing is like to come to an appropriate budget. Let's look at those two things and then decide: is it worth the money we're bringing in to have you guys go shopping, and then whoever like serves in whichever canto of hell it is to actually like label all of those things.
That was my word.
Yeah, because you know what? There is a special place in hell, and that person is there, categorizing each one of those prizes that comes in.
She's gonna love having more prizes.
I did that for 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, somehow you managed to get out of that canto of hell.
Yeah.
But it's still a canto of hell, no matter what. So heavy rides or heavy items suck to break down, suck to put into the storage container, and really sucks to categorize. I'll buy the axe. It'll be cheaper.
You know, you can't cut the things that make money and then
Which
keep
is-
funding things
Which is
that
why
don't.
I asked.
So I know, but between between the trains, the bouncies, and all of the.
I didn't say get rid of the
and all
trains.
of the things that we use to
Okay.
bring money in.
And get 5 more trains.
Somewhere, okay,
Trains
you
show
know,
up, trains go away.
okay, but somewhere the money has to come in so that we can pay $3,300 for entertainment.
John.
Okay, okay, because entertainment don't bring money in.
I'm sorry.
The ticket booth brings money in.
3,000.
The
That sounds
spinning
like
wheel brings money in.
that sounds like a lot of
The
money for
bouncies bring
entertainment.
money in. Okay,
I can't imagine. Could you imagine spending more than $3,000
Huh.
on entertainment?
Is a tribute band more than $3,000?
Oh, I wouldn't spend that kind of money on a tribute. I wouldn't spend $3,000 on a washed-up tribute band that literally was like laughable in their real selves on New Year's Eve. Who would do that?
Anyway.
Speaking in hypotheticals, of course.
I could tell you were talking about something specific.
It doesn't matter.
You got a dollar
Sounds
amount?
like you had a great time there.
No, I just watched the New Year's Eve countdown, and there was a Journey. Well,
Last year we
Journey,
spent
Journey played
$450.
with their new lead singer, and it was horrendous.
Do you have it?
Horrendous.
Do you have it?
And then I remembered how much their songs actually sucked.
Oh, all right.
Do you want to wait till next meeting and figure out what that
yeah,
dollar
we
is?
can do next meeting. We'll do next meeting.
'Cause it's not going out.
Okay, so I have to wait a month to go shopping. Okay.
We should probably not wait a month.
We don't have any place to store them yet anyway. Nobody has volunteered.
John. Seriously, what's wrong
Now,
with like disappointing your
The
children?
person, the person that categorizes them and sets them all up has to store them.
Wow, way to sweeten the pot on that one.
Nice.
For a little while, you have to park your car outside. Just one of them. All right. All right, I'm just gonna put we need storage space for prizes.
I can put a storage unit in the yard.
That's against bylaws, town bylaws.
I got this like big, nice iron container.
Iron container.
We'll plop it right in the
Oh.
middle of your back lawn.
Don't you have a giant scout hall where they can live? Prizes can live? Don't you have a nice giant scout hall with a
That's
nice
still
private
being
basement?
worked on, and they've got the barrel train and some of the other stuff from Oktoberfest
That nice
taking up
storage room down
space.
there.
I don't have
Nice
any
dry
more room at the
basement.
Scout. I don't have any empty rooms
You
at
got
the
a nice
Scout.
attic, a nice loft up there. It's a nice space.
That's a good idea,
I
John.
don't have any
It's
empty
all
rooms there.
dry.
Then you
There's
could-
no storage there.
You know, if scouts misbehave at one of their meetings, they could be forced to categorize those the prizes.
No, you wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah, there's
That's not what.
there's
no.
20 number 10s. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
the
just-
adult
you just-
spinning wheel, got
Yep.
coloring books. Yeah, okay, that would be
Nope.
good.
That just would
And
not.
for some
The
reason,
adult
5
spinning
of
wheel.
them
It
are
just sounds.
for some reason 5 are labeled pickle. I don't know, I don't get
The
it.
adult spinning wheel, sponsored by Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Oh, really not
Next.
going there.
Next.
Next.
The people, Adam and Eve.
Anything new?
Where's your mind at?
Anything new? Something new and
Probably a happy
innovative.
place.
I thought that was the Pinewood Derby.
No.
It costs. It's cheap.
Pinewood Derby cars.
Yeah, that was the Pinewood Derby cars.
Pinewood Derby, but that's
Fireworks.
okay.
No.
Is that it? That's the only new thing?
Done.
Yes.
No, no, I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Oh, we're not doing this.
Yes, we
We're
are.
not doing this.
Yes,
You're not.
we are doing the scavenger hunt.
All right.
Why are you against it?
And
if I
no,
run
that's
it?
actually. I apologize. I was poo-pooing an idea. It was actually your idea is worse than the one I thought you were gonna have. So
Okay, Mike, tell me what you were thinking so I can.
I thought it was gonna be a parade again.
Which parade?
The
The puppet?
tricycle parade. No,
Tricycle.
no, like way like I'm going into the Wayback Machine,
Tricycle.
Ah,
like the Wayback Machine, like when we had the kid parade.
that was so cute. Anyway. The parade is supposed to be back this year.
Am I
Yes,
supposed
we
to
did
talk
talk
to-
about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, you wanted
who's
my
heading that
puppets
up?
back, right?
Am I supposed to talk to
No.
what's
No.
her name?
What, Amy?
Amy? Am I supposed to talk to Amy? No?
He said
would-
no 3 times.
You're gonna talk to Amy?
I did. We did reach out to Amy because you had said that because we said we were going to put the puppets back in this year.
Yes.
Okay. We also, though, okay, just for something different. Okay?
Now for something completely
We,
different.
we asked her if she could figure out something with a Chinese dragon.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Because nothing says Oktoberfest like a Chinese dragon.
I know.
Or
why not?
stormtroopers.
What's wrong with the Chinese dragon?
Nothing.
Well, we're open to suggestions. We had happened to see this really.
I don't know. So like the only thing I don't want to like I want to make sure we're not like gonna wind up in the front page of something for cultural appropriation. That's the only because
We can have dancing pumpkins for
that's a thing.
Oktoberfest.
Does it?
Pass the bus, a little pass.
I personally don't care. I just don't want to be in the news for it.
Okay, anyway, so we're investigating a Chinese dragon.
Okay.
Because that would look pretty cool.
Huh?
That would look pretty cool.
Especially if we have Oktoberfest colors with the
We're not doing
orange and
puppets.
red.
We're not doing the puppets.
No, we're gonna have the puppets too, but with the Chinese dragon.
What?
Can the Chinese dragon be on fire?
Make it
And we have the king coming back.
thematically match the
Really big
puppets.
tall
Yeah.
So
king.
it's not really
Oh, okay.
not like a Chinese dragon. It's
We'll
just
figure it out.
in the
That was
style
cool.
of a Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a dragon?
Hmm?
Does it have to be a dragon?
Can you come up with something
No.
cool?
Centipede? A snake?
What, you wanna make something?
I mean,
Both of those are terrible ideas.
I know, I'm still fleshing it out.
Did you say centipede?
Centipede.
Oh.
It's not gonna look like a dragon, right? Or is it?
Wouldn't the point of a Chinese dragon to look?
You missed what I
Like-
said, is that it's also gonna come out with the puppets. So make it thematically look like the puppets with like that sort of fabric.
Well, the
So
ones we
you-
looked at,
that's
we
not a
looked at
Chinese
purple.
dragon.
That's what I'm saying. Right? It's not
Yeah.
gonna look like a Chinese dragon. It's gonna be the.
But his idea was a Chinese dragon.
Jesus Christ. Stick with it. Stay with me.
Why don't you guys come up with ideas and email? If you look it up and you happen to see
Yeah.
something cool,
Yeah.
How
Look
about a
up-
Chinese dog,
Yeah,
like a Shar Pei?
Wait, something long.
a Chinese wiener dog.
Yeah, wiener dog.
good luck with making that.
Yeah, Jimmy, good luck.
That's
We-
the idea.
Are Amy's girls gonna do the Chinese dragon?
She was gonna look up, how to dance with those or something, because,
Make
she's
it
never
light.
done it before.
It's gonna be light.
Hmm?
It's gonna be light.
We had looked into making one and I just nulled that. That was just too much work.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do the puppets?
Mhm.
We got the king. You work on the puppets.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think we realized that Amy's girls can't do the puppets.
They
I
had
don't-
adults
I don't
doing
think-
it last
Yeah,
time.
they had adults doing it last time.
I wonder if does the high school have a theater class or troupe or something?
I don't know.
Mm.
I
I
would
look into this. Let me
would-
look in.
I would like the puppets to be part of that thing, but
Yes.
not really part of the dance. I want the puppets to play with the audience.
You want them to be actors.
Yes.
Yes.
I want the puppets to be actors. I wouldn't even be opposed to having the puppets wander around
How many?
most of the day.
How many are there?
Huh?
How many puppets are there?
It's Ben Affleck.
6.
Too many. They're in my art
Listen,
room,
actors.
taking up my space.
I have 6 puppets
6.
and a giant.
And our giant, is that our king?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Alex for the king.
I got the king. If we do the king,
6
I got a
total,
guy that wants to do it.
6 total or 7 total?
6.
6 total.
6 and the king is a separate thing.
Yeah, the king is the
So 7 total.
well, but but that's not a
Yes.
puppet.
I
That's
understand.
a guy on stilts.
Got it.
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up? It's 4, because what is
6.
the thumb?
There's 6.
Okay, I have an idea.
Already.
I'll see if I can find people for it.
It's not the centipede, is it? Because that's a bad idea.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying that there's bad ideas, but if there were, that would.
My idea is to see if there's one of the high schools in the area that has drama kids to play the puppets.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
They're gonna have to practice with them. And it would be nice if they actually could interact with,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
because they're
people
not
on
gonna
the
be
side.
not gonna be part of a parade anymore, really. They're gonna be,
well,
They-
yeah, it's like Disney, okay? They're part of the parade,
Yeah.
but they interact with
Yeah,
the public.
yeah.
We're all on the same
Yeah.
page.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Got it. I'll see what I can find.
All right. Gonna try to get you volunteers from, was it Blackstone?
For this?
No, for the day. We all have to, Tony, you need to make up a list of where we need volunteers now.
Oh, volunteers. Oh, my kids came from Franklin.
Franklin. And they were
It's
fantastic.
It's too early.
Except for one who decided to walk away from the hat table and never told me, all of a sudden it was empty, but the rest of them were great.
Yeah, it's too
You
early.
should fire that kid.
Done. Alright, he's out. I'll have to ask at the beginning of the year,
Okay.
because they won't, it's too early.
We should have a little costume and put Liam in it and let him walk in the parade. He could be a yellow beetle.
He's very shy.
All he has to do is walk.
Next.
Okay,
okay,
I have nothing.
anything else?
My
Move
term,
to adjourn.
My term ends in June, and I'm not going to re-up. So I will serve out to the end of the event, but I won't be a voting member. But I'll still be here to help plan for Octoberfest. So that way we have hopefully a full year plus to find someone better than me. Somebody who's probably less snarky.
Well, who's gonna pick on your brother?
I will help find someone.
I won't have anybody to tease, though.
Maybe
Because teasing him's not the same.
maybe Christine will join the committee.
Christine or Christina?
Christine,
My wife.
yeah, someone to pick on you.
You gonna watch my kids?
All right, so we'll need to find.
So how
someone.
many years have you been on this committee?
I believe 13.
15?
13.
13.
I think 13.
So you
This
don't
is a
wanna,
3-year
you
term.
just don't wanna hang out for another 2 years and hit a milestone, right?
No, I don't. No. If yeah, I will see. Maybe I'll miss it, but yeah, I'm cooked. So we need some new ideas, new people. So hopefully we get that.
All right, we're on film. People actually watch our meeting. Tell them we need more members.
We need more members.
Yeah, Weaving.
Yeah.
Covers it.
Hey, Weaving. I know where you live. I know where you live,
He
too.
lives too.
I moved.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to do applications. I mean,
Yeah. Scholarship.
yeah,
Yes, scholarships. Okay.
ladies room.
Did you review the scholarship package I sent to you?
We're gonna go to executive
Okay.
session.
You
And
did?
are you
or
done?
no?
I did not.
You did not.
I
Are
did
we
not.
done after this?
Yeah, we're done after this.
So
Unless you want to talk about 2023.
we can talk off.
Yeah.
Offline.
Are you going in there now or are you waiting for her? I just need to know if I need to shut this off.
Actually, we should probably go into executive session because we're going to talk about a scholarship that we're awarding.
Okay.
So
And then you're done as far as for me, you don't need me to turn this
when
back
we're
on
done,
after?
we're done with the meeting anyway.
Okay.
So that's
Move
it.
to go into executive session.
So yes,
Second.
we're going into executive session.